Love doesn't disappear like a lightning. It fades like a sunset, quietly, slowly, and often unnoticed until the room goes cold. If you have ever looked at someone you once couldn't live without, and now you don't even know how to talk to them, this message is for you. Love, you see, needs more than emotion, it needs intention. And today, I am sharing 5 powerful things that love cannot survive without.
We're trying to feel alive. Life can get hard, so honey, if you need to cry.
I am Helen Aron Ekpe, and you are watching Inspired with Helen Aron Ekpe, where we breathe faith, truth, and healing into the relationship that matter most. So if you are here watching me now, you are in the right place. So many people enter into love expecting it to be like movies, beautiful, effortless, and magical. But you see, real love isn't built on feelings. It is built on values. It is sustained by action and it is proven in the fire. You can actually pray for a good relationship, but if you don't practice the principles that keep love alive, then you will end up wondering why things fall apart. And God didn't create love to be painful. He created it to mirror his heart. That is a place of safety, growth, joy, and peace. So let's dive into 5 things you must prioritize if you want a love that lasts. 1. Consistent and honest communication. What you don't say is just as loud as what you do say. Silence becomes a prison when there is no safe place to speak. Many relationships die today not because of big fights, but because of growing walls of unspoken hurts. I once spoke with a woman who said, "My husband and I live like a roommate. We eat, live, and breathe under the same roof, but I feel alone." And that is exactly what lack of communication does. It turns closeness to distance. God communicates with us through His words and spirit. So we were made in His image to connect through words. So if you don't talk, you won't hear. And if you don't listen, you can't understand. So communication is not optional. It is an oxygen for love. And 2, quality time that nourishes the soul. The Bible made us to understand in Ecclesiastes 9 verse 9. It says, "Enjoy your life with the wife you love." Being in the same space is not the same thing as sharing your heart. A distracted partner is worse than an absent one because you feel unseen in their presence. And quality time we're talking about here is not all about what you do, it's about being fully present when you guys are together. And that made me remember a couple who once thought they are actually doing fine. But the wife said he gives time to his work, his friends, even strangers online. But for me, it is leftover. But in this case, she wasn't asking for ours. She was just asking for attention. God, you see, never gives us leftover. When we call Him, He listens. In Mark 1 verse 35, Jesus took time to be alone with the Father because connection requires intentionality. So if Jesus could prioritize his time to be with his Father, the one he loves, so why should we treat our partners like an overthought? And thirdly, share faith and align values. The Bible says in Amos 3 verse 3, "Can two walk together except they agree?" Love without alignment leads to confusion. You can actually be in love with someone who pulls you in the opposite direction and still end up heartbroken. Shared faith on this contest isn't just about going to the same church, it's about seeing life through the same spiritual lens. I know a couple who deeply loved each other, but every decision turned into war because their decision clashed. One believed in tithing and the other didn't. One wanted purity before marriage, but the other didn't care. And in this case, love couldn't save them because they were not walking in the same spiritual rhythm. God's design for love was always covenant and not confusion. The Bible says in 2 Corinthians 6, verse 14, when two oxen don't pull in the same direction, both suffers. And 4, intentional affirmations and appreciations. In relationships today and marriages, we get so used to each other that we usually forget to say thank you. We expect love to just know, but even love itself needs to hear it. Proverbs 25 verse 11 says, a word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in settings of silver. A partner who feels invisible will start to fade emotionally, even when they stay physical. A man once said, I worked hard for my family, but I don't feel seen. The wife replied, I take care of the home, the kids, and even you, but you don't notice me. Both felt unloved. Both felt unappreciated. But the sad part is that both actually loved each other, but they stopped affirming it. God constantly affirms us through His words. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and I have loved you with an everlasting love. So if God speaks love, so should we. And lastly for this video, daily grace and forgiveness. Colossians 3 verse 13 says, forgive one another if any of you have a grievance, as the Lord forgave you. And so love means learning how to fight for each other and not fighting against each other. People will fail you, even the one you love the most. But forgiveness is not letting them get away with it. It is giving your relationship a chance to breathe again. A woman once said, I can't forgive him. It hurt too much. No, I can't forgive him. And I told her, holding on to pain won't heal you. It will harden you. So sometimes the only path forward is grace. Not because they deserve it, but because your peace deserves it. God forgives daily. Imagine if He heard our mistakes over our head. Lamentations 3:22-23 says, His mercies are new every morning. If God gives us a new page every morning, shouldn't we do the same in love? Love doesn't die suddenly. It fades in silence. It weakens without time. It fractures without faith. It withers without words. And it suffocates without forgiveness. But it can also be restored if only we return back to God's original blueprint. And I pray that as you reflect on these 5 things, your heart finds healing and your love finds fire again. So if this message touched something in you, don't just let it pass. Share this video with someone you care about, and don't forget to subscribe to Inspired with Helen Aron Ekpe for more real, raw, and restorative content that strengthens your faith, life, and love.